This is our review of the Gazzew U4Tx, a brand new tactile switch from Gazzew himself, which has released some very interesting switches over the years. Now, the main point of comparison for the U4Tx is definitely with the original Boba U4T, though it is no longer called Boba because they've changed the plastic for this switch. The original blend had a tendency to yellow over time, as you can see with this one right here. Anyway, despite its slightly different name, the U4Tx still retains many lovable qualities of the original U4T, including the deep, low-pitch, Thocky sound profile, or at least that's the case for the downstroke. But before we get to that, let's talk about the downstroke qualities of these two switches first. The Boba U4Tx does still have a Thocky deep pitch sound profile, but compared to the U4T, you will notice that it has a slightly fuller, slightly deeper pitch sound profile compared to the U4Tx. It is not a huge difference by any means, but it is a difference worth pointing out, and you will hear it if you are comparing the two switches side by side. Now let's talk about the biggest selling point of the U4Tx in my opinion. Compared to the original Boba U4T, it doesn't have any form of silencing at all, but the U4Tx actually has silencing pads on the rail, so while the downstroke is not dampened, the upstroke is completely silent, and it's really quite interesting. You can hear this for yourself on this EK68 Aurora. It has the nice Thocky downstroke, but it also has a very silent upstroke. It's a little bit weird to get used to, especially in the first couple of weeks of use, but after a while, I do quite like this unique typing characteristics. So props to Gazzew for implementing this design with the U4Tx. Let's move on to the tactile bump of these two switches. Now, the Boba U4T, the one that we have here, comes with a 68 Grand spring. So compared to the U4Tx, which only comes with a 65 Grand spring, the tactility and the roundedness of the bump, in a way, is much more pronounced on the U4T compared to the U4Tx. Though if you want to change the spring, we reckon you can increase the tactility of the U4Tx as well. As for typing feel of the U4Tx, it's actually very nice. Yes, you do get slightly less travel because of the silencing pads, but in my opinion, it's not a huge difference, though in the beginning you will feel the slightly reduced key travel. It is also quite smooth out of the box, and I can definitely see myself using these switches without lubing them at all. Yes, there is a little bit of audible scratchiness, but the tactile bump does mask over it quite well, so you won't really feel it, though you will hear it if you put your ear right next to the switch. Last but not least is the stem design of the U4Tx. Because it uses a dustproof stem, it is a very stable switch in a matter of saying. You don't get a lot of horizontal or vertical wobble, so if you're worried about key wobble or anything like that, you don't have to worry about that at all with the U4Tx. As for pricing, we got the U4Tx from PantheonKeys based in Singapore, and it is the closest one to get if you're here in Malaysia. Anyway, they are listing this for 8.7 SGD, which is, in my opinion, a fair price for a switch of this quality. As usual, we will leave you guys with a sound test of the U4Tx on the EK68 Aurora, and you can hear for yourself whether you will like it or not to have a half-silent switch. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and always stay tuned for more good stuff to come here on this channel and nextwave.com.